Hare Krishna, and welcome everyone to our weekly Bhagavad Gita session. We met last Sunday, and we discussed reciprocal nature of Krishna. Prior to that, 1 week, we were in Mayapur Dham, and we couldn't meet, but now, hopefully, Krishna willing, we will continue to meet every Sunday and discuss Krishna Katha through the Bhagavad Gita, through the discussion on Bhagavad Gita. So, very interesting topic coming up for discussion today. The title is the Chatur Varna basis Guna Karma. I thought it's rhyming, but I'm not. I hope it makes sense. Chatur Varna, basis Guna and Karma. So we'll deep dive into this particular topic. And as I said, it's an interesting topic. Varna and Varna is a very sensitive topic in India, especially, and in worldwide also. There's a division in the society, and that's not. A lot of people speak against it in a very strong way, and they give a lot of reasoning for the same, um, that there's a huge discrimination that happens against the black community, black and white, and so there's a racial discrimination. There's multiple levels of gender discrimination, racial discrimination, linguistic discrimination, the old versus young discrimination. There are various ways in which discrimination has taken many shape and form in the society in general, which is bad, which is there's no second thought on that. But at the same time, these things exist in the society, just and why they exist, and since when they exist, and who created them, and what was their original purpose, and how it got misrepresented and misimplemented, which is why what we have today, and how it can be fixed. So various aspect related with this particular topic that will come up for discussion. And so this the transformation, the need for transformation is more in this session than it has been for any other session so far. So we used to hear a famous story, kind of a joke, that two boys go to a music teacher. One boy say that, I know nothing about music. I'm completely fresher. I know nothing. The same age, 10-year-old boy goes to a music teacher, says, I want to learn instrument, I want to learn to sing, I want to run, whatever. And then he says, okay, you come from tomorrow. The fee for you will be, say, 500 rupees per month. And he agrees, he goes back. After some time, another boy comes, about the same age, 10 years or 10 years of age, and so. And he now says that, master, I also want to learn music from you. I says, okay. And he go on elaborating, how many teachers he has had in past. From this so and so teacher I have learned this, from so and so teacher I have learned this. I have learned this for this much time. For 2 months I was going for this class, I was going for that class, vocal class, instrument class, this class, that class, and gives a elaborate explanation for him, to him, saying that how I have already learned music. Now I want to continue my learning with you. And then the teacher says, okay, come from tomorrow, the fee for you will be 1000. And the boy is surprised. Why? The previous boy who came before me, he knew nothing, and you are charging him 500 rupees, and I know so much about music, and you are going to charge me 1000 rupees. Why this distinction? Why this difference? Then the teacher says that, that boy is the previous boy who came, he knew nothing, so I can start afresh, he can start afresh. So there is no, so my effort is less. But with you, I don't know what all you have learned and from whom you have learned, so I have to, the first I have to spend a lot of time in helping you unlearn a lot of those things that you might have had learned in the wrong way. So you'll have to unlearn a lot of things and then learn a lot of things, and hence my effort is double. So I'm going to charge you double. So the point I'm making is simply that we all have these conceptions about the Chatur Varna, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra, and we this session we require you all, some of those concepts will get unlearned, and you'll have to relearn some of these concepts, and you should be open for that. If you come with your conception of thought process, your own thought process, and become rigid with it, remain adamant uh, to it, or resist to change, then this session will not benefit you much. So my request to all of you is to be open to what you are going to hear, open to hear out the other point of view, no matter what your conceptions are going to be. Despite of that, I'll request all of you to be open to open to the discussion, so that we can all learn together. Okay, so this is the point I wanted to make. I'm going to do something. Okay, I'm going to launch a poll. Okay, um I'm going to launch a poll. All 85 of you will get to answer some questions. I believe four questions. And using mobile, hopefully all of you should be able to answer some of these questions. So, given the brief introduction of what to expect, and basis that, I request all of you to take the poll very, very quickly. I've launched the poll. Should be available to you by now. It's 11:13. Hopefully 2-3 minutes is good time for you all to complete the polling. There are four questions you need to answer. Hope all of you are able to um, know how to answer. I hope you are able to answer. I see 14, 15, 16 responses, 17 responses. That's good ratio, but I request all of you to take a yeah, take a chance. All 31 of you, 33 of you are part trying. So I'll wait. So all of you need to go to your computer screen or mobile screen, and this will pop up in front of you. You just start clicking on the screen, and it very intuitively can be done very intuitively, very easy. Not and each question has few options, multiple choice question types. You have to click on one and submit at the end of it. So 50 of you are trying to do this out of 90 participants we have so far. So some of you have joined later. I don't know if this poll is available with you or not, but when I launched this poll, there were about 86, 87 participants. So the others can take a look at it later. About 60 of 87 are trying to attempt. So it's a good ratio. So those who have joined later, if you are not seeing the poll, do not worry. Uh, it's okay. Some incentive for joining early for to those who came early, but it's not a problem. So hopefully all of you are done with the poll. So I'll end the poll in 1 minute. Yes. So there were four questions that we were discussing. Um, yeah, I'm going to share the results. Hopefully, you can see the results also on the screen. So all of you can see the results. Is our results visible on the screen to you?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, yeah, wonderful. So understand that the Varnashrama or the caste system is division of society as Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudras. Then one of the choices, a couple of choices, five. So there's 58 to 5 ratio. Majority of them said that's correct understanding. Second question was, is caste system good or bad? We have lot of mixed views here. About good, 37 of you are saying good. About 26 of you are saying it is bad. What was the original purpose of creation? Its creation. One is division of society as per their nature, skills, and inclinations. 50 or 58 of you have voted for this. Then divided rule, exploitation by the upper caste over lower. That's four answers. Is caste system relevant in the modern global society? Now, again, very different views. A lot of views are saying yes, 22 of you are saying yes, and about 39 of you have said no, it's not no more relevant. Thank you everyone for taking up the poll and sharing your views. We are not going to get the who voted for that. That's not the interest. That's not. But this is overall view of the group. So hope those who joined a little bit late, they got to see what this is all about, what the poll was, and today's discussion will be largely based on this topic alone, this topic only, and that's why we have the topic name that is given, that is Chatur Varna basis Guna Karma. And this is we are going to basically discuss this comes in the this wording comes in the verse 4.13 of Bhagavad Gita, fourth chapter, 13th verse, and which we'll be discussing today. The setting, the scene, background, backdrop is that of that of Kurukshetra battlefield, and we are all in our own respective battlefields. So this brings the sense of urgency to the learning of this message of Godhead, message of Bhagavad Gita, Sri Bhagavan Vacha. What is Bhagavan trying to tell us? That becomes very important and being urgent when we constantly remember that this was delivered on the battlefield where only important and urgent things are discussed, not something that can be postponed, cannot be discussed. Not so Bhagavad Gita was so urgent, so important, that it had to be discussed on the battlefield of Kurukshetra by stopping the battle in between. The battle was has not begun, but it could have begun any time. But Krishna chooses to select this backdrop for giving this particular knowledge, and that has its own significance. This beautiful backdrop itself has its significance in the understanding how important the message of Bhagavad Gita is, how urgent the message of Bhagavad Gita is. And we should remember this while studying Bhagavad Gita topics, while attending these classes, while reading Bhagavad Gita verses, while trying to contemplate on what we have learned, what we have discussed. You should always remember in the backdrop that this was the scene, and hence there is an urgency attached to the learning of Bhagavad Gita and implementing the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita in our life. So we should have that in our mind. A brief overview of chapter 4 so far. Chapter begins by Krishna saying that I gave this knowledge to sun god, who is whose name was Vivaswan, and whose name is Vivaswan, and he gave it to his son, and they gave it to their sons. So this knowledge is being passed on in succession from guru to disciple, and from disciple becomes guru. He gave it to his disciple. The father gives to children, and son children, when they grow up, they give it to their children. So there is succession, there is parampara. This knowledge is very crucial, very important, and this is how it was delivered. in dynasty, from parampara, from guru to shishya. However, isa kale neha mahta yogo nashta parantapa. In the course of time, the time factor is very important. Now, time factor, this knowledge as it appears to be lost, and hence Krishna wants to again re-establish this tradition of passing on this knowledge in disciplic succession with Arjuna. He wants to make Arjuna to be the first listener. He only made Sun God the first listener. Now he chooses to make Arjuna first listener of this knowledge. So important thing is, knowledge as it is available today, in the form of Bhagavad Gita as it is given by Srila Prabhupada, may remain, may not remain in future. So if we postpone Krishna consciousness to next life, and wherever we don't know where, in which species we will take birth in our next life based on our karma, um, and when we will go come back to the human form of life, and when we will again get connected with devotees and learn Bhagavad Gita, um, this knowledge may not be available by the time you come back to the to searching for this knowledge once again. It's could be possible that this knowledge could get lost again. So when it is available today, when you are in your senses, when the knowledge is available, devotees are available, temple is available, Krishna is available, make most of it. Don't postpone. That again should bring the sense of urgency in learning and implementing the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. And now, he choose Arjuna to listen this, to receive this knowledge, and Prabhupada translate this as science of yoga, science of relationship with the supreme. Now that knowledge cannot be understood by any ordinary person. So Arjuna was qualified to understand and implement this knowledge. Why? Because he was a devotee and he was a friend. uh, so so therefore, he had a positive disposition towards Krishna. Anybody who is envious of Krishna cannot understand this knowledge, and hence Krishna, Prabhupada requests everyone to cultivate this attitude that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. And at least theoretically, Prabhupada writes in the introduction to Bhagavad Gita that at least theoretically, we may not be convinced, not by heart, we may not have full faith in the statement, but at least theoretically, one should accept Krishna to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead and study Bhagavad Gita in that mood. Then only this knowledge will be beneficial to us. Otherwise, Bhagavad Gita remains to be a great mystery, even to the scholars, even to the philosophers, even to the very, very highly intelligent people, learned people. Bhagavad Gita remains to be a great mystery. They can't figure out what to do with this book. It seems to be philosophical book, but it seems to be useless book at the same time. They can't figure out what's real message of Bhagavad Gita and how it can be implemented, because they are envious of Krishna. They are competitors of Krishna. They don't want to cooperate with Krishna. So their endeavors are lost. So we should develop this loving relationship with Krishna, and by giving up our envious nature. Krishna explains how he don't change his body, which is transcendental. He appears in his same transcendental body. Sambhavami yuge yuge. Arjuna must change his body. Hence, he cannot remember. So we all don't remember our past lives because we have changed bodies. And that again, this life will be forgotten when we will go to the next body. So we must make most of our available body. We don't have to romanticize with the body. We don't have to demonize our current body. We don't have to curse our current body, but we simply will need to utilize our body to cultivate Krishna consciousness and go back to Krishna. Krishna's appearance and activities. Janma karma chame divyam. Divya, they are divya. And anyone who understands it in tattva will develop attraction towards Krishna and will become his pure devotee. In that mood, he can perform devotional service throughout his life and attain Krishna at the end of his life by Krishna's grace, Krishna's mercy. Hence, his devotees need not take birth again in this material world, which is labeled by Krishna as Dukkhalaya, house of misery, and Ashashvatam. temporary. He repeat that instruction saying that it is anityam asukham lokam. Anityam is temporary, and asukham, where there is no sukha, lokam, that place where there is everything is temporary and everything is miserable. Such a place, why you want to come again? So that's the point. Devotees, his devotees need not take birth, but others, non-devotees, will be forced to take birth in this miserable, a temporary place. Why? Because of their karma. Krishna is not partial, but he's reciprocal. All are on his path. Mama vartnama anuvartante manusha partha sarvashaha. What does it mean? That all are on my path, O son of Pratha. Uh, in this world, the living entities and the living and the non-living both are creations of Krishna. Everything emanates, whatever is there in this world, everything is part and parcel of Krishna, is energy of Krishna, is separated energy of Krishna. The living entities are superior energy, the dead matter is inferior energy, but nevertheless both are energies of Krishna. And hence, in this world, there is only Krishna in one sense. There's nothing else but Krishna in that sense. And hence, living entities, even if they hate Krishna, even if they are not interested in Krishna, are never far away from Krishna. They cannot go away from Krishna. It's like having one highway, one single road, and there's nothing available outside. Outside, there is nothing. This road itself is what one has, straight road. Now one end we have Krishna, and the another end is endless, there's nothing. So those who are his devotees, they have their face turned towards Krishna. Those who are non-devotees, they have their back towards Krishna, and everyone is walking as devotees who have their face towards Krishna. They walk, they go closer to Krishna. With every step they take, they go closer to Krishna. With those people who have their back at Krishna, uh, every step they take, they go away from Krishna. They go away from Krishna. But there is Krishna and there is nothing else other than Krishna. A devotee may get attracted to the deity, the deity in the temple, and by repeatedly taking darshan, paying obeisances, offering seva, uh, doing worship, doing mala, reading scripture, serving devotees, he is developing, he's increasing his love towards the deity, towards the form, towards Krishna, and that love for Krishna will help him go to Krishna. A non-devotee, on the other hand, are developing, are also are attracted towards alcohol, for example. Now alcohol is also an energy of Krishna, an energy of Krishna. There is nothing in this world, there is nothing else other than Krishna. Alcohol is made up of ingredients which are nothing but part and parcel of Krishna, separated energy of Krishna, though inferior, but they are energies of Krishna. So even alcohol has some attraction, the some ability to attract people attention, and that attraction also comes from Krishna. So that ability to attract other people also comes from Krishna. So people are attracted in general towards alcohol, and they drink alcohol all the time. They make plans for drinking alcohol all the time. Every weekend they catch up on their with their friends to drink alcohol. So every celebration they want to go and drink alcohol. So they are attached to alcohol. They are devotees of alcohol. Now, alcohol also has come from Krishna, but alcohol is not taking people to Krishna. By 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 increasing their devotion for alcohol, they are not going to go back to Krishna, even though alcohol is an energy of Krishna. So these people have their back towards Krishna, and with every step they take, they go further away from Krishna. So this is the meaning of the of that everyone is on man path, and but people are moving either towards Krishna or away from Krishna all the time. There is nothing else other than Krishna that exists in this universe, or if, for that matter, in any universe. So it's up to us to decide where we are going. Are we going towards Krishna, or are we going away from Krishna? By choosing to go towards Krishna, by sincerely desiring and endeavoring to go towards Krishna, uh, we make our intentions clear to Krishna, and then Krishna help us come closer to him. By he provide us with the facility to perform devotional service and actually come back to him. He gives us intelligence to understand his scripture, understand the philosophy, and develop, increase our attraction and attention and love for him, and dedicate. That's how we will be able to dedicate ourselves to him, and ultimately go to him. Another beautiful verse comes after this is Kankshataha karmanam siddhim yajanta iha devata kshipram hi manushe loke siddhir bhavati karmaja. Men in this world desire success in creative activities, and therefore they worship the demigods. Quickly, of course, men get result from creative work in this world. What is the significance? What is the linkage with what we've discussed? As we spoke, that everyone is on my path. And Krishna is not saying that all path comes to me. He says everyone is on my path. Now, if everyone is on my path, but we see that there are demigods, there are so many people who are demigod worshippers. Many of us must be worshipping demigods before we come to Krishna consciousness. Now also, even if we theoretically accept Krishna to be the supreme personality of Godhead, in our altar we may still have pictures of demigods, deities of demigods, and we are not particularly rejecting them. We still pay obeisances to them, we still offer prayers to them, we still express our desires, our heart to those demigods whom we've been must have been worshipping for many years, since our childhood. So we are also attached to worshipping demigods, and Krishna recognizes that fact, that even though he may say that all are on my path, but it appears that there are some people who are devotees of demigods. Krishna, not in this chapter, but in the seventh chapter, he will explain that those demigods are also under him. They are similar living entities as human beings are. Just because they have slightly higher powers, that but they're still under the control of Krishna, and hence they are not on any other path. There should not one nobody should think that they have a different path. Those demigod worshippers are on some other path. No, it's the same path. Demigods are also energies of Krishna, so they are also under the control of Krishna. And all of this explanation will come in the subsequent chapters of Bhagavad Gita, where we will discuss it in detail. Roles of demigod, the demigod worshippers, and the destination of demigod worshippers. uh, so there so again, so even those are on the same path in one sense. They're not there are no other path that exists. So another one question one may raise about the division of people, division. They see that society is divided into people according to there is a varnashram in the society. There are chaturvarnyam maya srishtam gunakarma vibhagashaha tasya kartar तस्य कर्तारम अपि अपि माम तस्य कर्तारम अपि माम विद्धि अकर्तारम अव्ययम विद्य कर्तारम अव्ययम. सो चतुर्वर्णम मया सृष्टम, चतुर्वर्णम मया सृष्टम गुण कर्म विभागशः. This is the title of our session for today. Chaturvarnyam. What do you mean by Chaturvarna? Chaturvarnyam is the division of society into four Varnas: Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. And Krishna says that according to the three modes of material nature and the work associated with them, guna and karma, and the work associated with them, The four divisions of human society are created by me. Very clearly, Krishna is saying that Tasya Kartaram Apimam. Tasya Kartaram Apimam. I am the creator of this. Tasya kartaram apimam. So vidye kartaram avyayam. So that is created by Krishna. Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam guna karma vibhagashaya. Tasya kartaram apimam. I have created it. And he says, although I am the creator of this system, you should know that I am yet the non-doer, being unchangeable. So if he's doer and if he's non-doer at the same time, how are we supposed to understand? Very easy. Um, a, a judge may write a sentence that somebody should go to jail and somebody should become free, somebody should get some reward. Now, when judges writing decisions like this, that Mr. X should go to jail and stay there for next 10 years, and Mr. Y should be free man. He should free to go out, and on top of it, he should get a reward of 1 lakh rupees from the opposite party. When judge is writing this kind of a statements, he is the doer in one sense. Correct? He is the one who is writing this sentence, and as a result of he writing such sentence, somebody is going to go to jail for 10 years and somebody is going to become free. And on top of it, he's going to get a reward of 1 lakh. So, judge is doer because he's writing, and as a result of his writing, things are happening. But at the same time, he is a non doer. At the same time, he is a non-doer. He's a non-doer because judge is not doing sending somebody to jail because of his personal enmity. So he is giving punishment basis what evidence has been presented in front of him. So he's giving treatment to those who deserve that treatment. So if somebody deserves this kind of a punishment, if it is written in law, he's giving him that punishment to go to jail for 10, next 10 years. If somebody deserves to be free and should get rewarded, Krishna is giving him that. So judge is giving him that. But judge, in one sense, is the doer, and in another sense, he is not doer. Similarly, um, Krishna is doer. Why? Because this whole system of karma, law of karma, law of karma, the material, the whole material world is creation of Krishna. In this world, he has established the law of karma. There are gunas that he has created, and people are under the influence of gunas. They perform karma and they get karma phala, and as a result of which, as a result of that karma phala, people are placed either into Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, or Shudra category. So somebody does not become Brahmana because Krishna likes them. Krishna, somebody does not become Shudra because Krishna hates them. And so Krishna is saying that although he is the doer, he is the non-doer because he's simply giving the results of karmic activities that were performed by respective people. He's simply giving whoever whatever they deserve. So even though he is the doer, he is non-doer. Let's take a look at what Prabhupada is writing in the purport. The Lord is the creator of everything. Everything is born from him, born of him. Everything is sustained by him, and everything after annihilation rests in him. He is therefore the creator of the four divisions of the social order, beginning with the intelligent class of men, technically called Brahmanas, due to their being situated in the mode of goodness. So, Brahmanas, because they are situated in the mode of goodness, they are called intelligent class of men. So these are important things. The Brahmanas, because they are situated in the mode of goodness, they are called Brahmanas. Those who are situated in the mode of goodness are known as Brahmanas. So next is the administrative class, technically called the Kshatriyas, due to their being situated in the mode of passion. Now, these are when they say that you are situated in the mode of goodness or they are situated in the mode of passion, this is their predominant disposition. This is their predominant position. When anybody, even the brahmanas, when they sleep, they are they are in the mode of ignorance, they are in the lower mode. When they are doing actions, they are in the mode of passion. But in general, predominantly, they should be in the mode of goodness to be called as brahmanas. A kshatriya will always be predominantly in the mode of passion, because he has to do administrative work, he has to fight wars, he has to maintain kingdom, he has to run the kingdom, he has to collect taxes, run kingdom, protect borders, do justice. He has a lot of activities. The mercantile man, called the Vaishyas, are situated in the mixed modes of passion and ignorance. And Shudras, or the laborer class, are situated in the ignorant mode of material nature. In spite of his creating the four divisions of human society, Lord Krishna does not belong to any of these divisions because he is not one of the conditioned souls, a section of whom of whom from human society. So he doesn't belong to, first of all, first point Prabhupada clarifies that there are four divisions. The whole society can be bifurcated, divided into these four divisions. They are broad divisions and they are more based on modes in which people are. So Prabhupada has given the mode in which they should be. What is their predominant mode? If brahmanas are there, if they are in ignorant all the time, then they should not be called as brahmanas at all. Brahmanas should be in the mode of goodness all the time, predominantly. Kshatriya should be in the mode of passion, predominantly. And Vaishyas will have mixed modes, Shudras will again have mixed modes. Uh, so, Shudra will be in the lower mode, that's the mode of Tamoguna. So, human society is similar to any other animal society, but to elevate men from animal status, the above mentioned divisions are created by the Lord for the systematic development of Krishna consciousness. Now, it's important to understand the purpose of creation of these divisions. It is created by Lord for the systematic development of Krishna consciousness. From lower when travel elevate from lower mode to higher mode, it helps them learn Krishna consciousness and practice Krishna consciousness. The other way around, it is also true that by practicing Krishna consciousness, one will easily come to the higher mode and ultimately get become fixed in the highest mode of that is Shuddha Sattva, that is beyond even the Sattva Guna. So the whole purpose is to become Krishna conscious, and to facilitate practicing Krishna consciousness, this four division of human society is created. The tendency of a particular man uh, towards work is determined by the modes of material nature he has acquired. Such symptoms of life, according to the different modes of material nature, are described in the 18th chapter of this book. A person in Krishna consciousness is, however, above even the Brahmanas. Prabhupada concludes by saying that a person in Krishna consciousness is even above the Brahmanas because he's fixed in Shuddha Sattva. Brahmanas at the most are functioning in Sattva Guna, but devotees are functioning in Shuddha Sattva, that is pure Sattva. So which is for the pleasure of Krishna. They act for pleasure of Krishna. So that is beyond. So a Brahmana will still act for his own pleasure, but his act in very legal, ethical and ethical way, moral way, ethical moral ways, and therefore he's fixed in sattva guna. But a devotee is fixed in Shuddha Sattva. Why? Because he's not acting even for his own pleasure. He's acting for giving pleasure to Krishna. And for doing that, he will act in any of the, apparently he will act in any of the mode which is like sattva guna, sattva, rajo and tamo guna. But he's doing, because he's acting on behalf of Krishna, he is not bound by the results of those actions. Just like we give this example again, that when you fight a war at the border and involve yourself in killing the enemy soldiers, the more you kill, more bigger the reward that you might end up getting. But if you kill even one person in your neighborhood, after while living there on vacation, while you are back on vacation, you have a fight with somebody and kill that one person, you will get a very terrible punishment. Not that you'll be, this work, this killing is not going to give you any rewards, but that killing is going to give you rewards also possibly. So there is a difference in the in our action, and the difference in our outcome basis uh, basis the motivation behind those actions. And because devotees are fixed in their mood, their motive is to please Krishna, all their actions become transcendental to the are not governed by the rules which are otherwise applicable to the people in the material world. Such symptoms of life, Prabhupada writes that such symptoms of life, according to the different modes of material nature, are described in the 18th chapter, which we will take a look after this. And Prabhupada confirms that Krishna consciousness, a devotee, a person in Krishna consciousness, however, is even above the Brahmanas. So let's understand, let's do a little deep dive into this whole concept of Chatur Varna and Guna Karma. Gunas, we will, so Chatur Varna, what do you mean by Chatur Varna? The four divisions in which are there in the society, which are the society is broadly divided into these four divisions, which are known as Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras. Okay. And guna karma, karma is karma, actions that one perform, but one perform actions according to the gunas in which they are. A sattvic person will perform moral, ethical, right activities, very very clear. A person in rajoguna will perform mixed activities. A person in tamoguna will perform all kind of abominable activities. What should not be done, they will do those things only. So the killing they'll sleep too much, they'll eat too much, they'll eat meat, they'll kill animals, they'll kill people, they'll stab, they will borrow, they will beg, they will steal, they'll do all kind of horrible activities. A person in passion, rajoguna, will have a mix of all kind of things. They'll have mix to get their work done. They will do samadama, then the bheda, whatever is required to get work done. Their focus is getting work done completely. They're focused on very passionate about getting things done. So they will not mind doing sometimes immoral things, illogical, unethical things, sometimes ethical things, sometimes this, sometimes that. Yena kena prakarena, they will get their work done. And a sattvic person will have high moral standards, high ethical standards, and so on and so forth. So their actions, the gunas in which they are functioning, sattva guna, that is mode of goodness, rajoguna, that is mode of passion, tamoguna is known as mode of ignorance. This English translations of these words, but essentially there are these three gunas that Prabhupada is, that we are Krishna is also talking about, and actions performed under the influence of these gunas that we just now discuss. Sattva guna, so, and we will discuss this more when we discuss the qualities of these gunas also. Now, important to understand that these four divisions of people into four type is seen across the world. Hence, it has its universal application. Now, but one may ask that okay, we have not really seen brahmanas raising any issues in America. We don't know who is a brahmana in America. We don't know in the Europe Um, uh, Anybody is ever known as a Shudra. Everyone gets kind of equal treatment. So, how do we understand that this is a universally available truth? Now, the whole point is Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra, they're engaged in different activities. Based on their activities, they are getting classified as, and they have certain nature and there are certain activities, they're engaged in certain activities. Their nature, if it is that of a studious nature, philosophical nature, one is having that kind of a nature, one likes to study, one likes to contemplate, one likes to think through, then that is known as a brahmanical nature. That is a brahmanical quality. Then one way perform, there are some in every society, be it a tribal society, be it a American society, European society, Chinese society, whichever society that you may consider, there are some people who are engaged in intellectual activity, they are engaged in religious activities, they are considered to be clean, they're known for their cleanliness, they're known for their ethical high moral standards. So those people are always there. Then there are some people who are in administration, who run the show, who get things done, who fight wars, who so like those class are called kshatriyas broadly. And this kind of people will also be found in every society. There are people who engage in business, animal maintenance, and general business trade, a huge business mercantile class of people that exist in every country, in every society. And so those are broadly known as Vaishyas. And there are some people who will be happy serving others, who will be engaging in the service of these three above class. Those are broadly known as Shudras. Okay. And this division exists, this division of work exists in practically every society that exists on the planet, on this planet. So it's not that this issue exists. They are labeled probably as Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras in our country, but in general, these people will always exist all over the world wherever there is a human society. The purpose is cooperation and not discrimination, and we will come to that in short while. Now, when we say Brahmanas, what do we really expect? Who can be a Brahmana in true sense? Now, there's a lot of in India, especially the lower caste have been exploited by the upper caste, and that has gone for that's been going on for, it has probably continued for long time, so much so that people came to a point of rejecting the entire caste system. They said everything is bad because some people are bad, everyone is bad, the whole, let's abolish this, demolish this whole system of varnashram. Now you cannot, if it is not created by you, people thought that Brahmanas created this, Kshatriyas created this for their own benefit, but now we know that Krishna created it. So Brahmana, so nobody has authority to destroy anything that is created by Krishna. Only Krishna can decide uh, to destroy this if at all he is interested in. So one, it cannot be abolished. You know, these four classes of men will always remain in any society. Though that you may, they may not get labeled like that, but they will always exist because they are created by Krishna. This division is created by Krishna. So it's beyond our scope and control to abolish or demolish this. That's one. Second is we need to understand that who, if this system was misused by some people, does, so that aspect needs correction, and that correction can come by cultivating right knowledge. So let's look at why Brahmanas were known as Brahmanas and Kshatriyas were known as Kshatriyas. And as per this definition given by Krishna, as per this criteria given by Krishna, do you really find Brahmanas to be really Brahmanas, or there are no more Brahmanas. Means if you don't show quality, if sugar is not sweet, you know nobody will call it a sugar. So sugar has to be sweet. So similarly, if Brahmanas have to must demonstrate the qualities that they are expected to demonstrate, that's why they are known as Brahmana. They are not known as, they should not be known as Brahmanas simply by because they have taken birth in a family which is known as Brahmanas. It has to be demonstrated by everyone and all the time. So let's take a look at what do you mean by Brahmanas. And then come to the point that really do we see Brahmanas in society today? So Brahmanas, one is first Brahmana is Brahmanas. Then predominant guna should be that of Sattva gun. They should always be predominantly in the mode of goodness. Now, what are the qualities of mode of goodness? How do you know if person is in the mode of goodness? Krishna says in the 18th chapter Bhagavad Gita 42nd verse, he gives some qualities that a person in mode of goodness should demonstrate. Everything should be demonstrable. If you are saying you are Brahmana, you should be able to demonstrate your brahmanical culture through this exhibition of these qualities. So ये सब आपको demonstrate करना पड़ेगा. Just by your happen to be surname happens to be Thatte, you just don't become Brahmana just like that. Okay, demonstrate these qualities. Now, what are the qualities? Shama, Shama and Dama. You know they are rhyming, but they have very significant words. The Shama is mind control, and Dama is sense control, control of senses. You know, when we say four regulative principles, now we are trying to control our senses. Perform Ekadashi Vrata. We are trying to control our senses. Shama is mind control, and Dama is sense control. Can you type in the chat box which one of the two is superior? Shama or Dama? Type in chat box which one of these two is the superior. Shama. Anybody want to raise hand quickly and tell us why they think Shama is mind control is superior to sense control? What's your understanding of this? Anybody can raise hand and we can briefly comment on why they think mind control is better than the sense control, superior to sense control.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
May I speak? Yeah.
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 You have raised
Yes.
hand or okay.
Guruji,
No, 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 I
Prabhuji,
have not.
whatever.
Yeah, it's better to raise hand and speak. So we have
Sure,
one
sure,
person
sure.
talking at a time. Yes, who wants to speak? Apart
I
from
want to
Suji.
speak.
What's
I
your
want
name,
to
Suji?
speak. Himanchal. I
Yes,
want to
yes, Himanshu. Yes, go ahead.
speak.
Yes, Himanchal to you and then Kanchan Mataji. Himanchal Prabhu, I'm not able to hear your voice. Any or we can come back to you. Kanchan Mataji, you can start.
What I understood, mind, if you, I mean, if you could.
Maybe Kanchan Mataji, you can speak. We can come back to him. His network seems to be very.
Yeah, yeah. Am I audible now, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhuji, very quick comment because we have many
So,
hands raised.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, what I meant to say, mind is controlled by mind can control the senses. If you could control your sense, then you have a strong mind and you have got authority on mind. So, mind is superior than sense.
Oh, very nice comment. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Anybody else wants to? Kanchan Mataji, you can speak.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. I think self-control is more related to what we can control, what is happening on the outside level and how we are reacting to that. Whereas mind control is we are controlling our thoughts on the level of our thoughts as well as whatever is happening inside as well as the outside. So, and mind is the only one that control all the senses also. So instead of just focusing on self control, we should focus on mind control. Because of that, it is superior thing.
Yeah. So very, very nice answer. So we'll go quickly to the next point. That's true. That because mind is superior to the senses, if you can control mind, the sense control is automatic. But if your mind is not in your full control, you are still tempted, you're still vulnerable, you still can those wrong thoughts, you're still able to hold on to those wrong thoughts. If they come, you're not able to shut them down. Then you should also deploy sense control, because then make some rules and regulations. It's like simple example can be mobile. One scrolling, one may sit down for watching a news, latest catch up on the latest news, and one may end up scrolling for 1 hour. Because one will not even realize what's happening. One video to another video to another video, and you will not realize suddenly 1 hour has passed. And in that 1 hour, you have seen all kind of garbage. On you wanted to catch up on the latest news, and then you ended up inputting all garbage for last 1 hour in your head. So the sense control is become critical when mind is weak. But if you can if you can have mind control, sense control happens automatically. So this is significant for anybody to claim themselves to be brahmana. Mind control has to be there, sense control has to be there. Tapa, you should have ability to perform austerity should be there. Most of the people who call themselves as brahmanas can't even follow one day vrata. uh, so very so-called brahmanas, Prabhupada used this word so-called brahmanas because they have some brahmanical surname. They are not able to, we see in society, people around us, these qualities just doesn't exist in them. Shama, dama, tapa, shaucham. Shaucham is purity, cleanliness in simple words. uh, uh, sh- Shantihi, Shantihi, tolerance, Arzavam, honesty, Jnanam, Vijnanam, knowledge and realized knowledge. Vigyan is realized knowledge, wisdom. Uh, Knowledge is comes from the study of scriptures, and realized knowledge comes from the application of that wisdom, that knowledge that one has taken. So a brahmana should have done both, should have had Vedic knowledge, should be thorough in Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, principles of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, and also should have realized knowledge, because they should have practiced, they should have acted according to that knowledge and have got personal realizations. So jnanam, vijnanam, the both should be there. Astikyam, religiousness. Astik and Nastik, it's a basic classification of people that we do. Nastik are atheistic people. Astik means those who have some faith in the existence of God and the scriptures that God has given. So Astik and Nastik. So Astikyam is also one of the important quality that of a Brahmana. Now these are only few qualities, not all. But if you meditate on these, do you happen to see these qualities in so-called brahmanas that we have in the society today? Some of them might be present in this assembly also. Are you, in true sense, do these qualities are really demonstrated by people in today's society? The answer could be no. It's not that complete no. There can still be people who demonstrate, or who are at least trying to demonstrate these qualities. But in general, the answer is no. And therefore, Prabhupada used to say that everyone is a Kshudra. In today's Kali Yuga, everyone is a Kshudra. And by coming to Krishna consciousness, you can become Brahmana initially and then become pure devotees. Go even beyond the Brahmanical standards also. so, a Brahmana, so this is the highest standard. This is they set higher standard. They raise the bar of behavior in the entire society, and that's why they are considered to be the head of the society. They're considered to be the brain power of the society. The intelligent class of men are Brahmanas. Why? Because they have all these qualities. They have all these qualities. Now, if anybody were not to have these qualities, they should not be referred to as Brahmanas in true sense. It's like one may take birth in a home that where both father mother are lawyers. Now the child automatically doesn't become lawyer. Now he has good facility to become a lawyer, but child has to still uh, take law, appear for exams, clear those exams, and get some work experience and actually become a lawyer. He automatically by birth cannot become a lawyer. Similarly, a child born in a family of doctors don't become doctor automatically. And similarly, any child who has taken birth in the family of Brahmanas don't become Brahmana automatically. They need to show, demonstrate by guna and karma that they are possessing the qualities which are required to be demonstrated by Brahmanas. And these are those some of those qualities. So, so this is where the problem started. The birthright uh, made what was right as wrong. People assume by birth if they acquired Brahminical status, and then they need not demonstrate the qualities. Now, this is not what was the original intent. The original intent is anyone will be will become Brahmana provided they demonstrate these qualities. Just like anybody can become a lawyer or a doctor or a chartered accountant when they clear those respective exams. Here there is no exam to become a Brahmana, but at least but there is a fair bit of, but I mean these qualities can be observable externally. If one is whether one is possessing this quality or not can be observed by people around us. Whether we are do we have mind control? How many times our mind get tempted if we fall for our temptations? Are we able to demonstrate self sense control? Are we able to demonstrate tapa? Are we able to fast? Are we able to do some the austerity for some higher purpose? How cleanly we are, how clean we are, how much cleanliness we are observing, how much arzavam we have, how much peaceful we are, how much knowledge we possess, how much realized knowledge we possess. These are all demonstrable, observable qualities, not very difficult to hide. Nobody can hide this. Nobody can show off them as well. If you have it, you have it. If you don't have it, you can't fake it for too long. You will get caught. Similarly, the quality is mentioned for Kshatriyas also. Shauryam, that is heroism. Teja, there is power. Dhriti, determination. Daksham, resourcefulness. Yuddha, in battle, apalayanam, not fleeing from the battle. Dhanam, the generosity. They possess resources. They are controllers of the resources. Ishvara, or having a mood of leadership, becoming Ishvara. So Bhudeva and Narapati amongst the so the both are referred to as a godly people, Bhudeva and Narapati, amongst the highest uh, amongst the amongst the living entities, amongst the human. So this is how the Brahmanas and Kshatriyas who are at the head of community are glorified. Vaishyas, they have they have mix of Rajo and Tamoguna, um, and they for them there are no qualities given, so they should be engaged. They are the ones who are engaged in krishi, go raksha, cow production, and vanijam, that is trade, business. So this business community is called Vaishya community. And there are shudras. Shudras are the ones who are in predominantly tamoguna, and their purpose, their seva is to help other three in whichever way possible. Serve about three classes in whichever way possible. Now, this is the glorification. This is how the original purpose for which This is how the original division and their classification was, and this is meant for we'll find out the purpose of this, but this is why this is what existed. This is the framework with which this division was made. Now, by Krishna says in the 45th verse that by following his qualities of work, every man can become perfect. It's a significant question, statement. We looked at 18.42, 18.43, and 18.44 here. And 18.45th verse, Krishna says, by following his own qualities of work, every man can become perfect. Now, what do you really mean by that statement? By following his qualities of work, every man can become perfect. We'll take a little deep look at this in subsequent slides, but suffice to say that one should be engaged according to one's inclination. One should be, you need to be, you need to be peaceful inside and productive outside. You need to be peaceful inside and productive outside. When there is a conflict, you're when you have mentality of a Vaishya, but you are forced to do activities that are of a Brahmana, you will struggle. If you have one mentality and you're asked to do activities of other per other class, there will be struggle inside. Inside there will be battle because I'm trying to do something not according to my nature, not in line with my inclinations. Now these natures are as per my own previous karma. This nature is not given by Krishna. Krishna said that in the while we discussed that while discussing the translation for 4.13, that even the Krishna has done it. It's not that Krishna is doing it because he likes someone and he don't like someone. Krishna has given them, the people have acquired their nature because of their past indulgences. Whatever activities they've been engaged in the historical previous lifetimes, and because we are carrying our subtle body with us all the time, we are moving from one body to another body with our inclinations. So these inclinations are sum total of our past indulgences, present surrounding influences, and our experiences. All put together has determined what our nature is today, what our inclinations are today. Now, Krishna has given it to us basis what we deserve. There's no, so though he's the doer, he's the non-doer. Now, having acquired the qualities, whatever I possess today, I need to contribute to the society in some positive way. I need to make some positive contribution in the society. If I have to have a lifespan of say 70 years, I need to live for 70 years. I need to eat for 70 years. I need a place to live, sleep at night for 70 years. And I need to have family. I need to maintain them for 70 years. So I have to do activities for 70 years. And for doing these activities, I need to be engaged in some work. I can get paid provided I am of use to somebody. If you if you think about why we get paid for salaries, our business, because we are of use to someone. When my skills are used by my company, they pay me. They may pay me some salary. I may think it is low or more, but nevertheless, whatever I'm doing is useful for my company because of which they are paying me. So I have to do some positive contribution in the society. And that contribution I can do in my best possible way if that activity is in line with my nature, is aligned with my nature, is in accordance with my nature. When I do activities according to my nature, I'm peaceful inside and I'm productive outside. I'm peaceful inside I'm most productive, I'm at my best outside. When I'm trying to do something, I'm trying to give some positive contribution in the society, uh, by doing activities which are not according to my nature, I will always live in conflict inside. There will be conflict inside, which will affect my work, but my ability to perform on the outside. My work will not be at best. It will not be as good as it otherwise could have been. So the whole division of society in the four division is to facilitate everyone to act according to their nature. So when Krishna says he's created it, he's saying he's given this facility to humans, to people, to act according to their nature. So unnecessarily there is no internal conflict that one engages oneself into. So and then again the purpose is, if you are peaceful inside, you will be able to perform better work outside. You will be able to earn your living, and you will be able to practice Krishna consciousness in a peaceful way. If there is conflict inside heart, inside the home, there will be very, I mean, your ability to then become devotee and practice devotional service becomes very weak. The possibility and probability becomes very weak, because you are too busy solving internal mental problems, than focusing on Krishna. So this is, the whole system actually is supposed to help us live life peacefully and attain liberation by performing devotional service. That was the simple purpose, but we kind of made a mess of that because of because of uh, because of wrongly implementing some of these principles in our life. Now let's take a look at uh, where things went wrong and where things can be fixed, where things cannot be fixed. We want equality in general. Okay, we want no discrimination. Okay, no discrimination means we want equality for the treatment in the society. How I'm treated, if I'm black color skin, how am I treated in the society? If I have a white skin color, how am I treated differently? Opportunity, how many opportunities are available to me? Okay, we'll do this activity. You can um, take go to the chat box. We will discuss one point, and all you need to type is, should there be, is this should they will it, what will be the outcome, what can be the outcome, that treatment in society, what is desirable outcome? Should everyone be treated equality? Should equality exist in treatment in the society, or it should not exist, or it cannot exist? So let's go one by one. In society Treatment in society, should everybody be treated equally? Yes, no. That's the question. Should everyone be treated equally in the society? Is it possible to do that? Yes or no? You can take to the chat box. I'll just open the chat box. Okay. We have some answers. Not sure how. Treatment in society means, Mataji, are we ex- should everyone be treated equally in society, or should not be treated equally in society? That's the question. Yes, no, should be, but it is not the reality. Okay. Second question is, should there be equal opportunities to everyone in the society? Second question, should there be equal opportunities to everyone in the society? Okay. Uh, yeah. Third quality is qualities. Should everybody be equal in qualities? Can everyone possess equal qualities? Okay. Um, in terms of identity, um, are everyone, do we have some common identity? All the living entities, all the human beings, do we have some kind of a common identity? Okay, there is thumping. Yes. Results. In terms of results, can results be equal to all? Can we give equal results to everyone? Okay, lots of no's. Justice. Should there be equal justice? Should be available to everyone equally? Should everyone should everyone have equal access to justice? So yeah, okay, yeah, lots of answers. Thank you everyone for participating. Yes, as we see, it's not surprising sometimes that we get a conflicting view, but that's all right. So let's see, let's explore this a little bit more. Okay, treatment in the society. Somebody said it's desirable, but it's not possible, or we don't see it happening all the time, and that's true. Equal, everyone should be treated equally in the should get equal treatment. In terms of treatment, everybody, nobody should be feel unwanted, no matter which where they are born, which family they are born, what is their skin color, what is their, so there should not be any discrimination per se in terms of treatment acceptance. Opportunities, everybody should be having equal opportunities. Everyone should have opportunities, access to whatever that they want to do. If again, this caste, these boundary walls are very thin today, are at their probably thinnest possible way. Why? Because there has been a lot of cross mingling that has happened across the communities, and hence in true sense these walls actually don't exist. So the opportunities should be available to everyone, and whoever, so it's possible that a person who is having who is probably born in the lower caste can can have liking for studying scriptures, so they should be given opportunity to study scriptures and become expert brahmanas. So that's why Prabhupada, when he introduced initiation, Brahminical initiation for Westerners, a lot of people in India, they didn't approve it. They said, especially the Jagannath Puri temple, they didn't allow uh, the the devotees with white skin to enter Jagannath temple. So so most of the Westerners, they go during Rath Yatra so that the Lord comes out and they are able to see Lord. Patitapa on Jagannath is also that they are able to see who is at the entrance. But the Indians, they couldn't accept the initiation given by Prabhupada to the Westerners, because they were not born in the families of Brahmanas, so they couldn't be initiated as Brahmanas, even though they were able to demonstrate all the qualities that of Brahmanas. And most of the Brahmanas in India actually don't show those qualities. So, opportunities is available, should be available to everyone, whoever is able to take up the process of that particular varna. If they are able to if they are able to follow that, they should be given opportunity. So equal opportunity should not be denied basis the birth. Basis the birth, that should not be the criteria, so it should be available to everyone. Qualities, this is not possible, because we see in nature everyone is given different sets of qualities, skills, talents, abilities, etc. We acquire whatever we have today from our past lives. Shotram chakshu sparshanam cha rasanam grahanam eva cha. So adhishthaya manashchaya vishayanupasevate. In the 15th chapter, we discuss this verse that all these senses and are acquired by the soul as per their desire, as per their karmic currency available. and they are all grouped together around the mind. So that's what so it's not possible. And practically we see also that we all have different qualities. Somebody is good at art, somebody is good at music, somebody is good at sports, somebody is good at um, lifting weights, somebody is good at doing a lot of intellectual activities, and so on and so forth. So we have all kind of varieties that is there in the world. uh, and it's so this inequality is cannot be artificially changed. We will have different skills, we will have different talents, we will have different um, uh, qualities. So one must acknowledge and accept it, and should engage according to what we have in the social order, so that the collective result, collective output is larger than what individual contributions are. So this inequality is a reality which we cannot change and must be acknowledged and accepted. So one should not be, just because one is born in the family of brahmanas, one need not, one should not really force them to become brahmanas. If they don't have qualities, they will not become brahmanas. Then they should be allowed to be engaged in the level of activities that they are comfortable with. Identity. Now in terms of identity, Krishna says in the 15th chapter that mamev ansho jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana, that that all the living entities, forget humans, but all the living entities, animal, bird, species, wherever there is life, Krishna says all the living entities are my anshas, my separated particles. And sanatana, they will remain my article, they remain part and parcel forever. So at core, we are all spiritual souls. We are all spirit souls, separated parts of Krishna. So even if we are different in qualities, at the level of identity, we are equal. There is equality at the level of identity, and that is something uh, that that is something we all must remember when we deal with each other. That so there is, they are all, we are all connected with Krishna and connected with each other in that way. And hence when we so that's that at the core there is a equality. We should see everything as part and parcel of Krishna. So results, again, this is something, this will be different. uh, the results will be different. According to the effort that one puts in, one will get different results, and there cannot be equality possible in the results. Suppose we have a class of 50 students, and same teacher comes same time, she's teaching the same subjects to all the 50 people, all the 50 students, in the same way, they all hear at the same time. And but if she conducts a test, the results all 50 will get will always be different. It is wrong to artificially say that no, all should be given equal marks. Everybody should be given 60 out of 100. No matter what their actual scores are, they should, at the end of it, though nobody feels should deprive, nobody feels should high, nobody feels should feel low. Now there is artificial way in which we are just trying to whitewash everyone as equal. Now that is not possible. Results will be different. The results will depend on the level of intelligence of each student, the how much they have comprehended, how much they have understood, how much they have paid attention to, how much studies they have done. And some students will get less mark, some students deservingly will get more marks also. So it will be wrong to whitewash everyone and say that everyone has got 60, or everyone just get 50 out of 100, so nobody feels bad, nobody feels everyone feels happy. That's not going to happen. In terms of pay scale also, we see that even in company, different people work differently. Some people are work very hard on the shop floor, they in sweat, they no AC, they work really hard and they get paid less. But while some other people are sitting in air conditioned offices, wear nice clothes, tie and blazers, and get hardly seen doing any physical work, most of the time they sit around in front of some screen and they get paid much many more time than those who are working hard. So this this will exist. And there is no so the communism where everything was, they were hoping to make everything equal, that has failed miserably. It it it, it cannot be done, should not be artificially done. Justice, last point is justice. Everyone should have equal access to justice without any discrimination of caste or any other consideration. Again, this is desirable. So mostly the points are in line with what we discussed. I have picked up some excerpts from the article written by His Grace Chatur Charandas in this connection, and we will read through this and then we will conclude today's session with some question and answer. Prabhuji is writing, the Bhagavad Gita 4.13 declares that this social division, known as Varnashrama, was based on qualities and activities, guna karma. The Rig Veda 10.90.12 compares society to human body. The Brahmanas, thinkers and teachers, are compared to the head, the Kshatriyas, governors and protectors, to the arms, Vaishyas, the producers and traders, to the belly, and Shudras, workers and general assistant, to the feet. In our body, one part may be positioned higher than the other, but that is just to facilitate its optimum contribution to the body. Ultimately, all parts needs nourishment and are necessary for proper bodily functioning. If any part is neglected or malfunctions, the whole body suffers. Similarly, in the social body, Brahmanas, determined by qualities not by birth, are higher in the social hierarchy. But that is just to ensure optimum social utilization of their intellectual abilities. Ultimately, every class is valued for its contribution to society. If any class is exploited or is lethargic, the entire society is adversely affected. How did Varnashrama avoid exploitation? All people, irrespective of their social position, were spiritually equal as servitors of God. The most powerful social class had to be the most renounced. Birthright made it all wrong. Spirituality is the solution. Now we'll discuss this in detail. So the so the all people, irrespective of their social position, were spiritually equal as servitors of God. So all of us are part and parcel of God. All of us are servants of God. All of us should be devoted to God. So in that case, we are equal. Okay, the most powerful social class had to be the most renounced. Again, when you when you when you develop qualities that are associated with Brahmanas, Shama, Dama, Tapa, and Astikya, so Shantim, Arzavam, all these qualities naturally brings renunciation. So the lower we go, the more attached we are. At a Brahminical level, we are supposed to be most detached. So again, most renounced, not detached. So this is where we when we progress in bhakti, what are we supposed to do? A lot of people ask this question that how do I know if I'm progressing in bhakti? One simple criteria we can apply to our own bhakti, our own self, is to understand if I am developing Brahminical qualities or not. And what are those Brahminical qualities were mentioned in the 18.42 verse. Am I able to exercise better control over my mind, or whether my mind goes out of control more often? Am I able to control my senses? Am I able to perform austerities and penances? in my small way. We don't have to go to forest and sit there in one yogic position for 1 year. But at my level, am I able to control my mind, senses, perform some austerity? Am I able to cultivate knowledge, cultivate wisdom? Am I inclined to learn message of God? Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, am I able to implement that and get some realizations out of it? So these are the some of the tests that one can apply to one's own selves to understand if they are progressing in bhakti or they are not progressing in bhakti. The progressing in bhakti will naturally elevate oneself from tamoguna to rajoguna and rajoguna to sattvaguna, and they will become fixed in sattvaguna. Eventually they need to transcend to Shuddha Sattva also. But for that, this developing Brahmanical qualities definitely helps. And these Brahmanical qualities cannot be developed unless you make intentional effort to do so. And that's why most of the time when we see the other places, the other institutes of where the self-realization is taught, or spirituality is taught, or religious principles are performed, practiced, wherever there is no emphasis on cultivation of those brahmanical qualities through the process of devotional service, hardly any transformation is witnessed. People just remain as they are, as they were before. They may be accepting these things but doing nothing about these things, and hence there's no transformation of heart that is witnessed in people by just artificially following some of the other principles that are spoken by people. And hence not not much benefit is derived by practicing those processes. Why? Because ultimately there's no conscious effort to cultivate brahmanical qualities that is performed, and hence those endeavors don't yield much outcome. So that is this thing. The most powerful class had to be the most renounced. The birthright made it all wrong. Where it all went wrong, when you considered by birth you are a brahmana, by birth you are a shudra, uh, it that is where it all went wrong. That's never the intent. That was never the intent, and that's never possible also. So if you happen to be a brahmana showing qualities of a shudra, you are a shudra. You are Shudra. So if you are in the Tamo Guna, you will be considered as a Shudra. You will be predominant guna that you under which you are functioning is Tamo Guna. You sleep too much, you eat any kind of garbage, you are lazy, you are lethargic. These are the qualities of Tamo Guna which we will discuss in the 14th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. But if you have these qualities, then this if your dominant qualities are these, then this you are in Tamoguna. So even if you are born in the family of a Brahmana, you are a Shudra. So Prabhupada said everyone is Shudra by birth. And by developing consciously acting in the particular gunas, one may elevate themselves to the higher modes, higher, become Vaishya, become. So these are they are not very static divisions that you will be there in perpetually or even for this lifetime. There will be variations possible, there will be up and down movement that will happen. And so that's how we can all understand this. Spirituality is the solution. Now we'll discuss this a little bit in more detail how spirituality can solve some of these problems or all of these problems. Prabhuji writes, the ultimate purpose of or the ultimate purpose of the original varnashram, known as Daivi Varnashrama, is Daivi Varnashrama, the divinely oriented system. The divinely ordained system was not just material social organization, but systematic spiritual elevation. So the ultimate purpose of Varnashram is systematic spiritual elevation. Not just division of people, but systematic spiritual elevation. This is the this is the underlying purpose for which Varnashram was created. As eternal souls, beloved sons and servants of God, Krishna, we can attain eternal happiness only in His devotional service. This selfless divine love enables us to live as happily as is ever possible in this world, and finally transport us to our original home, the spiritual world, where we live in eternal ecstasy, reciprocating love with Krishna. Very significant statement that this selfless divine love enable us to live as happily as is ever possible in this world, and finally transport us to original home, the spiritual world, where we live in eternal ecstasy, reciprocating love with Krishna. Varnashram offers the best springboard to catapult us to our spiritual birthright. What is our spiritual birthright? We should go back to Krishna. If you have taken birth, anyone who has taken birth in human form of life has capacity to go back to Krishna in human form of life, in this form of life itself. In animal form, in any other form, you will be it's not possible for you to go. Um, but in human form of life, so this is your birthright. For birthright, what is the birthright of every human being is his ability. He should endeavor to go back to Krishna in this lifetime. So that is your birthright, and Varnashram offer the best springboard for this purpose. Hence, cultivating genuine spirituality, Krishna consciousness, and returning back to spiritual world is the only real solution to all problems, including the problem of discrimination and exploitation. Hence, I'll read again, just pay attention. Hence, cultivating genuine spirituality by devotional service, Krishna consciousness, and returning back to the spiritual world is the only real solution to all problems, including the problem of discrimination and exploitation. So this is how spiritual. This is why Prabhuji is saying that the spirituality is the solution. There are problems. We don't have to deny the problem, but we need to understand that's not how, and we need to do everything is in our control to fix those problems, to explain, to give clarifications, to explain the correct position wherever the opportunities are available. but but at a larger level, if we make everyone Krishna conscious by distributing book, by preaching Bhagavad Gita philosophy to them, by becoming convinced ourselves and then convincing others one at a time, by doing so, this will help people to cultivate Krishna consciousness in them and go back to Krishna. And rather than fixing too many things, which are too many things have gone wrong in this world, and fixing them can take forever for us to fix them completely, and they may not get fixed at all. So even those endeavors will fail. So might as well go back to Krishna and finish our business in this human form of life. That's how Prabhuji concludes this article. So let's summarize today, and then we will take any questions that anybody might have. We discussed today about from the verse to 4.13. We did a quick recap of fourth chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and discuss a little bit in detail 4.13. That is Chatur Varna Maya Srishtam Guna Karna Vibhagashaya, and how Krishna is not the doer, even though he is apparently seen as doing it, but he is not the ultimate doer. People acquire their their uh, their birth according to their activities, according to their guna and karma. What gunas that they have, their inclinations that they are having, and what activities they are performing, as a result of which they are given birth. Not Krishna doesn't decide. So Krishna is not partial, but he's reciprocal. He simply gives whoever whatever they deserve. So all are on his path, but as per their disposition, they are either facing Krishna or they are showing their back towards Krishna. So as they walk, every step they take, they are either coming towards Krishna or they are going away from Krishna. The division of society is a facility created by Krishna for allowing people to contribute positively as per their nature and perform devotional service for gradual spiritual elevation. This division is simply based on desires and actions by individual souls and don't reflect partiality of Krishna. Hence, like a judge giving judgment, Krishna is creating division. He is not, he is doer, but at the same time, he is non-doer. So hopefully this session was helpful in clarifying some of the doubts that we all might have had. Happy to take questions or hear comments from anyone. Yes, Anurag.
My question is rather is a curiosity. Uh, Varnashram is based on the gunas that we have. Now, I just wanted to know, does the soul, when it migrates from one body to the other or keep on migrating, does it preserve its gunas or does it come from the karmas of our previous birth? And if so, then the karma that we do in our current birth, then again influences the gunas of our next birth. How is this happening?
Yeah, so well, thank you so much, Prabhuji. Very nice question. So as we know, as we see that we acquire, we carry our subtle body to our next life. Okay, and a subtle body is where everything is stored. All these nature, the gunas, basically the matter, mother, the nature act, these gunas sits inside the subtle body, the sattva gun, rajagun, tamagun, and they are always fighting with each other for dominance. So they all operate through our mind. So they are always there. So these gunas are reflective of right from the child. So if you observe 10 children, not some of them you will find to be very peaceful, some of them will be very active, and some of them will be very notorious. Some of them can be very angry. Some is getting with little provocation they are becoming angry. Now they could all be, you go to a maternity home and observe 10 children, all of them will show different nature. Now they're just few days born. Now they've had no experience of this world. They just become hungry. They just know to cry. They just know that when they cry, somebody comes and puts their breast into their mouth. They suck, and some nice juice comes which they like drinking. They don't even know that it's called milk. They don't even know that the person who feeds them that milk is their mother. They have no idea. But if you observe 10 such children in any hospital, you will find difference in their nature. It's very observable, very easily observable. Now this is something which they are bringing it forward. हम balance sheet में बोलते हैं ना, brought forward from previous year. वैसे this is brought forward balances from previous birth. Now this is one. Now this is not alone that will determine how they will be in this lifetime. Now this along with the gunas, that this with this is their starting point. With this, what is also becomes important is the exposure that they are having in the current lifetime, the experiences that they are having in the current lifetime, to whom people with who are the people that they are going to be influenced by in this lifetime. Initially starting with their parents, then their friends, then their probably some business, some their icons, some their idols, or whoever they idolizes. Those people will be the ones from whom they will be acquiring something or the other. So so we have a starting point which is predominantly based on our last life, and then there are current year's impressions that we get from our current environment, current experiences, current influences, and they all shape our gunas. And they may vary, they may change, and so it's not static position. They are not in static position. There will always be, in fact they are very dynamic. The 14th chapter says that there is always a fight amongst these three gunas for dominance. Everybody wants to dominate, and sometimes sattva guna, when we especially we can see this, experience this ourselves. So if you sleep, you're in tamoguna all the time, everyone. When you wake up early in the morning, may say wake up at 5 o'clock and sit down for japa, you are largely in sattva. At the same time, you may feel sleepy while doing japa, you may fall asleep and you suddenly go from sattva to tamo. Okay, you're not sleeping, but you start japa at in a very nice way. You're chanting few rounds, you're hearing your Hare Krishna Mahamantra, you feel very nice, and uh, suddenly you remember that your boss told you to finish some project, and he's going to review at 10 o'clock, and suddenly you start wondering, should you continue with the japa, should you continue, go back to the project, should you open laptop and start working on that project so that you are able to meet your boss expectation. And suddenly all these thoughts clutter your minds. Now, a minute before you were listening to the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, you were feeling very sattvic, very nice. A minute later, your mind is cluttered with thoughts of your boss and what could be the outcome, if he feel bad, what will happen, this, that, and so many other thoughts crops up into your mind, and you're completely forgotten that you are doing japa. You're supposed to be listening to the concentrating on the Mahamantra. Your mind completely goes away from the process of chanting. So this way, there is always variation that is happening inside our heart or inside our mind, where there is a dominance, there is a fight for the dominance of the gunas that's constantly taking place. So this is where this is how we understand, and we'll discuss this more. But broadly, this is how I will say that we have a get a starting point from our previous birth, but our whatever happens later is largely influenced by what we do in the current birth and the exposures and in exposures to the environment and influences that we have in the current birth.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Anupam. Thank you so much. Let's see if there are any other questions.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Vivek Jan Prabhuji has also asked something, Prabhuji. He has asked actually two questions. One is was at 12:20, so and he is also there in the session. So I can request him that he can
Vivek
unmute and
Prabhu,
speak.
you're there?
Yes, Prabhu. Am I audible?
Yes, Vivek, I can hear you.
Yes, my question was if I'm earning for money for my family, basically I'm a chartered accountant, and at the same time I am engaged in a devotional services like reading scriptures and all. So, according to the one, is it in conflicting nature or something?
Yeah. So, yes. So, um, so we basically, um, it's not. So as I said, our varnas are not really fixed by birth. Even I'm born in a family of Brahmana, but I'm a chartered accountant, and also I'm trying to study scriptures. So, where am I? Because if I'm a chartered accountant, I'm mostly doing business. I'm talking money. So I'm in a Vaishya profession, but I'm also doing Brahminical activities in terms of when I study scriptures, when I do japa. So once Professor Prabhupada writes in the one of the purport, and previously we discussed in one of the slides as well, that once the moment you come to devotional service, you are outside the scope of this varnashram. So this is basically you are then performing devotional service. That's a primary goal, and for that whatever is required which will facilitate me to perform that devotional service is secondary goal. So I'm performing these activities now because of my nature, because of whatever inclinations I'm having, because of the whatever the studies that I have also done. This is the best suited work for me. I could not have sold cars, I could not have uh, I have no technical skills. I can't open the switch gear box also. So the given my nature, given my inclinations, probably this is the best I could have engaged myself into, and to earn my living so that I can perform devotional service. So here my devotional service is is my primary objective, To facilitate this, whatever is needed to be done, that I'm going to do. And this secondary activity I'm doing today according to the nature that I have got. I can't, there's nothing right, wrong about it. This is what I, is this something that am I able to do comfortably? Am I internally happy while doing it? And am I externally effective when I do it? If answer to both this question is yes, then this is only thing that you probably could have done, which means you need not worry about all other aspects. Okay, do this and earn your living, maintain yourself and your family, and perform devotional service. Concentrate on perform. So the focus. So with hungry stomach, we cannot chant. No, we cannot pretend that we are pure devotees. We can chant in any stage, any condition. With in a homeless stage, will not become devotees. Will no longer remain devotees if we become homeless tomorrow. So we need to we need some stability at a material level, some peacefulness at material level, so that this higher cause can be pursued. If it becomes too much turbulent, material situation becomes too much turbulent, um, it can become very difficult for us to become and remain a devotee for a long time. So it's always helpful to have a peaceful material situation, so that we can then focus on the spiritual development. So that way there is no conflict, according to me. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Thank you, Vivek. Yes, Devyani and then Sanju Prabhuji.
Namaste. Namaste, Prabhuji. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So I wanted to ask that when Shudra, what is the this of Rajas is activity, right? Rajoguna is any being in activity all the time. Is that the quality of Rajas?
Yeah, Rajoguni people will be active, will be hyperactive, will be super active. Uh, so that's a nature of that. That's how they are defined. This is the quality they will demonstrate the most. They'll be passionate. They'll be they'll be making plans. There'll be activity is one of the quality of Rajoguna.
So then why are Shudras being you know, kind of most of the attributes are given as tamas because aren't they in activity all the time?
So Shudras are by the 14th chapter will cover these qualities of tamoguni person, which is laziness, sleep, too much eating too much, sleeping too much, generally lazy, lethargy, not cultivating knowledge, not interested in many things. Now these are the qualities of Shudra. Now for earning they will also do something, so so these are will be engaged in serving the upper three communities. That's because of their general laziness, general not being interested in cultivation of knowledge, cultivation of skills. They will not be helping much, doing many activities. That's how they are defined.
So even though they are in activity, you're saying they are not defined as rajas.
So as I said, even uh, they will, when they are acting, they will be in the rajo, they will be acting in the rajoguna. As I said, these are dominant gunas. They are not they are, but they will be dynamism. They are dynamic. As I said, everybody sleeps. Brahmanas also sleeps. Kshatriyas sleep. So the moment you sleep, you are in tamoguna. So even Brahmanas will be in Tamoguna during the time when they will be sleeping. Brahmanas will also be performing actions. So they will be Rajoguna. They will be in Rajoguna while doing actions. Similarly, everyone will be doing something or the other. There will be so these are not static positions. They are all dynamic positions. And when a tamasic person also feels hungry, he'll have to go out and do something to get money, to get to feed himself. And whatever those activities he will perform, he will be in Rajogun that time. But again, he will eat full pet, and then he will sleep again, he will go in tamoguna. So there is a so there's a if you see, if you remember the slides, there's a mention of predominance of the guna. What do you mean by predominance is this is a large part of your life is under the this influence, but it's not that the only influence. It's this is not the only influence that they'll have. So when they will be acting, they will be doing some services, they'll be doing some activities for which using which they will earn money, and it's not that they'll not do it, they'll do it for a long time also. So while performing those activities, they will be in rajogun as
Okay,
well.
and
So
one small just for my clarification, this word Brahmana is coming in so many ways. Brahman, Brahma, Brahmanas and Aranyakas, and then we know the Brahmin. So when these four Varnas, I would have, I don't know, every time the word Brahmana is used, I'm mixing it with all everything else but Brahmin.
yeah.
So
So you're right, Amadaji, that the Brahma Janiti iti Brahmana. Okay. Now Brahman is a Brahman Paramatma Bhagavan. This is one of the stage of Bhagavan. One of the manifestation of God is Brahman, Sarva Vyapi Brahman. That he is there in every. He's everywhere. He's one of his manifestation is he's Krishna. God is everywhere. He's available in every Anu is Vishnu. That's one who is sitting in every Anu is Vishnu. So anyone who knows this reality is called Brahmana. So that's a so Brahman realization, and Brahmana is the one who has that kind of a realization. And the Brahmanas and Aranaka. So that's why at times it is confusing. It's also the way sometimes these words are pronounced. They may at times be spelled similarly but pronounced differently. Brahman and Brahmanas, Vasudev, Vasudev. You know, it's from English point of view, they both may seem similar, but one is Vasudev, one is
one
the
father,
father
one
of
son.
Lord, and one is the Lord himself. Vasudevam
Correct.
Sarvamiti Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. Now, there the references to Krishna, but Vasudev is also father of Lord. In so sometimes Sanskrit words, the words have different meaning. If you see the word karma, the karma also has been used in multiple ways. You know, karma one can be action. Sometimes karma is also used uh, to refer to the reactions that one is getting of karma. I'm suffering my karma. When we say it's not actually action, it's a reaction of karma. The system of action reaction is also referred to as karma. So, in the context in which a word is used, the meaning can change. So it's important to seek clarification wherever there is a doubt.
Karma is also duty in
Karma
some
is
time.
duty. Yes, karma is duty also. That's why it said the in the context in which a word is particular word is used, the meaning can change.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji, so much. Yes, Sanjeev Prabhuji, and then Himanchal Prabhu.
Uh, Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for such a wonderful session. It was really nice to hear all about the Varnas and Gunas. Prabhuji, my question is, the secondary activity, which is your material activity, must support your primary activity. If devotional service is your primary activity. But if the secondary activity itself is extremely turbulent, then carrying out your primary activity becomes very, very challenging. And most of us are in a situation where the secondary activity is extremely turbulent because today you are in circumstances where you will not necessarily be doing uh, an activity or a job as per your inclination and as per your nature. You're in a job market where it's like beggars can't be choosers. Where are the opportunities? So, given the fact that you are already in such a turbulent situation, following your primary activity becomes extremely challenging, and a high paying job demands long hours. Industry leaders like Narayan Murthy have gone on record to say that people should be working 70 hours a week. that translates into virtually 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, you know. And in this country, the major concern for any individual is he should have enough savings after his retirement, because there's no concept of a social or state security, unlike in the West, where medical expenses, everything is free. So these kind of challenges in our country make you make your secondary activity extremely turbulent, and a turbulent mind can't, you know, give attention to its primary activity. So how does one reconcile this? Where does one strike a balance? That's my question. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Proji, for a nice question. So we heard when this few days back we discussed about the Narasimha pastime. I was remembering as when you are asking this question that that there are people who spoke before Prahlad spoke, and one of them was Indra. And Indra says to Lord that, "Oh Lord, thank you very much, Lord. Now you have appeared and killed the Hiranyakashipu, who was troubling us quite a lot. And he troubled us so much that we were not able to perform our sacrifices towards you, which we were supposed to be doing, because we didn't have a facility, we didn't had any this thing. We could not perform any sacrifice for you. And now you having killed Hiranyakashipu, and we will be restored in our kingdoms, our heavenly planets, heavenly kingdoms. We will now begin again performing those sacrifices for you, which we used to do earlier." And if you see the result of such a prayer, now such prayer sounds very reasonable. That what Indra is saying in short. Indra was deployed by Hiranyakashipu as a servant in his palace, because Hiranyakashipu didn't kill anyone. He said, "This is worse than killing." This is worse than killing, that I made him my servant. I made him do duties at my in my palace. I keep him to wipe the floor of my palace. What bigger insult it could be to a somebody, a king of heaven like Indra can have. So this is worse than death. So but they're doing everyone, all these demigods were apparently in the service of Hiranyakashipu. And he would even they would get scared if, by simply by whenever he used to raise his eyebrows, they used to get scared. Now we say that Lord Narsimhadev is not pacified by such prayer, which prima facie seems to be very reasonable prayer. And now, if you don't have facilities, how you will perform devotional service? Contrary to this, when Prahlad goes and say that, "Oh Lord, I'm not fearful of you. I'm not fearful of your teeth. I'm not fearful of your face. I'm not fearful of your roar, your appearance, your nails, your power." So, and he offered beautiful prayer. He says, "I'm fearful of having material desires in my heart." Um, and then he offers those prayers, and the Lord immediately becomes satisfied. So he continues to pray to Lord, to remember Lord, even when the things were wrong, when the things got right. In both circumstances, he continued to glorify Krishna. He continued to remember Krishna. He continued to perform bhakti. So the heroism and the Bhagavatam glorifies devotees who act heroically in the unfavorable circumstances, to act in a heroic way in unfavorable circumstances. Uh, so all of them were put into difficulties. All of them went through a lot of difficult circumstances, and they prayed to Krishna. They remembered Krishna. They performed their devotional service despite of having all wrong situations, despite of being in mess themselves. The Prahlad was in a great mess. He was devotee of Krishna. He was performing devotional service. He was getting he was attempted for being killed for performing devotional service. Had he given up that bhakti, he could nobody would have done anything to him. So all the root cause of all his problem was his devotion, and but he never gave up his devotion. So despite of devotion being the root cause, he never gave it up. And that's why he gets glorified in the scriptures like Srimad Bhagavatam. And same is the case with all other devotees whose descriptions will come in one after another in the Bhagavatam. Now, how does that relates to our life? So it's not very difficult. We should not be waiting for that perfect moment to become devotees of Lord and performing devotional service when everything will be perfect, and then I will perform my devotional service. It may not happen in this lifetime. Which does it mean then we will never find time to perform devotional service? That is not the case. What is expected? What is expected? We will have ups and downs. So Shitoshna Sukha Dukkha and Agamai Paino Nityastam Sitikshaswal Bharata. So Krishna at the outset, Krishna is asking us to learn to be tolerant. The life's ups and downs will come. Perform regulate your activities. Perform devotion service by regulating your activities. At times, you reduce your needs. You reduce your needs also, because the performance of austerity does not necessarily, if it is allowable, do what best you can do, but not need not have very high standards of material presence, material existence, and making devotional service being conditional to having those standards. That is what is going to be a problem, because it's a self-created problem. It's not Krishna given problem. Krishna will provide and has provided, will continue to provide for us during our lifetime. But he may provide orange and we may desire mango, and then we may keep striving for a mango for the lifetime and become unhappy by not getting mango, and keep rejecting oranges, and thereby we struggle and we suffer. Now that is something that is a self-created problem rather than Krishna's created problem. So we need to consult. We need to consult. Again, individual situations will be different, but in general, we need to consult with devotees on what our material goals are also. Therefore, devotional service is not just. Therefore, we encourage people to talk, because at times we may be pursuing wrong goals completely, and it's completely unnecessary. It could be we might be wanting to prove a point to our friends, maybe some of our family members, and in that endeavor, we are completely messing up with our devotional service as well as our material life both. Um, so so one-to-one consultation actually might help reset our goals, reset our priorities, and every now and then we should keep doing it. How much is enough for my retirement? It's a it's a it's a difficult question to answer, but it's not that it cannot be answered. So we and does it mean that until I reach a stage, I reach that stage, what are the options available to me to become devotee? How still I can continue to become devotee? How can I still be peaceful? With how can I still find peace within myself, so that I can perform devotional service in a peaceful, nice way? So there could be multiple levels of discussions involved in these questions, and one should have those, and basis that the some of the priorities can be reset, some of the um, uh, it can be resetted and it can be reworked upon. Goals can be reworked upon, and it's possible to be peaceful. And with this knowledge especially, it's possible to be peaceful, and it's possible to perform devotional service despite of having turbulent material situations also, because they will never go away. Sometimes it may appear to be peaceful materially, but you never know when the next wave will come. So it's going to happen. And even if it's not happening now, we can expect it can happen anytime. So not to get surprised. But as I said, it's possible. So it's possible to reset one's goal, one's priorities through discussions and guidance from the devotees who probably would have done it in their own life. So why not seek guidance? Why not take their help? So through that, it can be possible to reset our life and perform devotional service, at the same time continue to fight our battles on the material front as well. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Let's just see if there are any other questions. Okay, didn't had any questions.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.
Yes, Prabhuji.
There are probably there are two questions, Prabhuji. One is, I don't know, Xiaomi 22033 QBI, and that Prabhuji or Mataji is there in the session, so maybe we can unmute and ask
Oh,
questions.
yes, I want to know who is Xiaomi 2207. No.
Prabhuji, I had a small question, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji,
Yes, Prabhuji.
in Chaturguna system, this is creation of Lord Krishna. When in a Brahman family one child is born, as we said that in subtle body we carry this subtle body, mind and intelligence are carry forward with the qualities. When somebody is taken birth in Brahmana family, he is supposed to exhibit the nature of the Brahmana, Sattvagun, whatever it is supposed to be. But nowadays it is not being seen. As it is said that one has to perform the duties of their Chaturguna system so that he will get mental peace and outside productivity. When somebody deviates, having taken birth in Brahmana family, he is not doing how it is correlates. Second point, that a doctor parents, you said that doctor parents, if they have a child, he is not can be declared as a doctor. He has to study and go through competitive exams, and then only he will qualify a doctor. But here, a Brahmana family, a child taken birth in Brahmana family, is not able to exhibit the nature of Saptagun, Jogi, whatever it is supposed to be, how it is correlating.
So, thank you, Prabhuji, for the nice two questions basically. If a child is carry his subtle body,
Mind and
mind
intelligence.
and intelligence from previous body to current body, and and with that, if has come to the Brahmana family, why he is not able to immediately, then he is expected to possess those Brahminical qualities. That's why he probably has he's landed here. So there are two things, Roji. One is a desire, and one is a karmic currency with which we acquire new body. It's like buying a dress. We may have a desire to buy buy a very costly watch, a foreign imported watch, and but may not have sufficient currency to buy that. But we may have desire, so you may end up buying a copy, a second or third copy. You get that in the market, duplicate watches with the same logo. uh, um, so 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 today, who takes birth in which kula, in which family, is also kind of depends on this. Also, there is a lot of mixing which has happened over years. up till say 50 years back, a Brahmana, there were the marriages were the cross marriages were very very few. Very few examples of cross marriages were there. So typically the Brahminical girls will would marry a boy with Brahminical family, and that's how their culture was preserved. But of late, over last 50, 60 years, probably this has the marriages have become mixed also. And so all of these things actually contributes to the fact that uh, who takes birth, both these things actually contributes to the reality that the boy or child may take birth in a Brahminical family but may not really possess any of those qualities. So you may end up buying a, if you have a lot of money, but if you don't know how to use a gadget, say MacBook, but you have a lot of money. So even if you buy it, you will not be able to make best use of it because you have no knowledge of it. Okay, so MacBook is, say, I'm just giving example, a very complicated advanced computer system. And or take for example phone. You may buy a phone of 2 lakh rupees but may just use it for calling. But how you could buy because you had a lot of currency, uh, but and you had desire, but you are not able to make any use of it. You're just using it for basic purpose. It may have 100 apps, you are not even able to use 10 apps out of it. So that's possible. That's what we see nowadays, that even if people are in the Brahminical families, they hardly demonstrate any qualities that of Brahmanas. So that has happened over years. That's a reality. And so those labels are not of much significance as of today. They the what whose inclinations are what, really that gets determined, that determines what kind of a profession that they will take up. And again, the whole purpose is material maintenance, is not to be taken beyond that. And the moment you are materially stabilized, then the focus should shift on the spiritual aspect. uh, Focus, work on the spiritual aspect peacefully, with fruitfully, with concentration, with dedication, with commitment. And you can do that better if you're stabilized at a material level. So so even if, no matter which family you are born in, uh, find out and that's what typically happens today in the most of the schools today. They are trying to give some career guidance. Some kind of a career fairs are arrange psychometric tests are conducted to understand the psychophysical nature of a child. Are they technically oriented? Where are their inclinations are, and according to those inclinations, they are suggested courses. So that awareness is there today. But again, it has got nothing to do with with your last name, where you are born.
Yeah.
It's more to do with the inclinations that you possess, and they will take you forward from here. Okay.
Okay, Prabhuji, you are absolutely right. What I mean to say here, that the purpose, the basic purpose created or by Lord Krishna, the Chaturvarna is created for the cooperation, not for the discrimination. But if the Brahmana child is not able to exhibit, or we say that it is supposed that he has to carry his mind and intelligence and nature, the subtle body, then he has come to this progeny, and this difference is coming. So how to balance, because the society is getting unbalanced day by day in the present scenario. What was not there, as you said correctly, 50, 60 years back. But the purpose of the creation of the Chaturvarna, to have a balance in the society, one has to do intelligent, spiritual, then other group has to do the warrior, protector, other is passion, all
Yeah,
these
so
things.
those will always remain.
Yeah,
But they may come from different families. not
Yeah.
necessarily from this family. As I said, somebody may have a lot of currency, may back very advanced gadget and use it for some basic purpose. Uh, because he's just got it somehow by, and somebody else, it's like somebody else may write wonderful poetry with a 10 rupee pen, and somebody may use a golden pen for scratching his head. The pen is pen, right? uh,
Yeah.
if you are born in a family of brahmana, it's like you have best of facility, but if you don't have those inclinations, you will not be able to do make much use of it, so you will do whatever is as per your inclination. On the contrary, somebody may not be in a family born, maybe may not get birth in a family of a brahmana, but if he has inclinations, even with 5 rupee pen, he may end up writing wonderful poetry, something like that. So
Correct.
it's
Correct.
whatever you possess, how you you can make best use of it based on your nature and your inclinations. But again, this is just at material level. Focus should be on spiritual elevation, and that should
Correct.
not be ignored. Okay, thank you
Okay,
so much,
Provos.
Roji.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you, Provos. Thank you so
uh,
much.
Subhash Roji, last question we'll take.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandot Pranam. Prabhuji, I just wanted to share my understanding. In any profession also, these Varanas are there at different stages. Like when somebody is very junior, he is working as a helper. So he is a Sudra, Shudra position, that is the Sudra. And after some time, that individual starts transacting. So he is like something he gets to know, but he is not fully capable. Then after some stage, he becomes like a warrior and he is able to solve a lot of problems in that particular profession. And at the fourth stage, he becomes the mentor, teacher and mentor also. So at that stage, he is like a Brahmin. Though so it is based on the karma also, not only on the birth. So birth is one thing, but it is based on the karma also. That is my just I wanted to share my understanding. Is that correct?
Yes, Prabhuji, it's a very nice observation that within a profession also, we say a lawyer per se, and there will be those four stages one can be. These are observable uh, phases of one's progression in any profession or any business. So that's so yeah, it's a correct demonstration of those qualities.
And Prabhuji, if I may add, like, see, one is the inclination, then willpower, and then environment. Now, social milieu also, why people are actually be facing all this? Because they are getting disconnected, getting away from the main source. Okay, so eternal source, that is the supreme God. So if they are coming to that, so naturally they will get like it is a we are plugging in the different this thing. If we are plugging in with the right kind of frequency in the right kind of socket, then we get that kind of energy. So now what is happening? There is a lot of distortion in that energy itself. So that is also affecting the at individual level, at a social level also.
That's true, Prabhuji. As I said, in some of the previous sessions, we said this that that there are many streams have come up. Everyone claims to be giving spiritual knowledge, and not everything is really giving the same benefit under the name of spirituality. Whatever is told to be done, not everything is yielding the same benefit. Um, the many times even the knowledge of soul itself is not given. What to speak of super soul, supreme soul, and connection between the relationship between the two, that is not explained. So all of this results into people getting distorted and distracted under the name of spirituality also, and they waste a lot of their valuable time, effort, and money in this whole process. They at time especially will not come back. So that's where it's important to important to understand that we come to the right source and hear from the right uh, here in parampara, so that we don't get distracted and deviated from the right path. And then when we practice, we see, we can observe in ourselves the change, the observe in ourselves that transformation, the inner transformation is unmistakably, it's you just cannot miss. You will witness the inner transformation yourself, and that itself is the testimony of the fact that you are on the right path. So it's
Yes,
true that if
Prabhuji,
there are
and
too many distractions exist.
birth is one thing, and then the karma is more important. And serendipitously, like as a coincidence, today is Rajmata Ahilyabai Holkar's birth like anniversary. She tried to do a lot of renaissance and a lot of renovation of temples and all. So this karma is also important, and if we are connecting to that kind of energy, I think then the society as well as individual also will improve.
Thanks, Paruji, for sharing your thoughts. Thank you so much. Sarika Mataji, you have a question raised. You have a question? Or Swapnil, whoever is.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji. Uh, Prabhuji, we learn, we come to know, first of all, that Bhagavatam is an ancient scripture, and it has the knowledge has transformed from one yuga to another yuga. And the Chatur Varna, what we are talking about, and the Gunas is part and parcel of that scripture. But here we are in Kali Yuga, where we could see that there's only misery and confusion. Uh, so the relevance of Chatur Varnas and how do we, as we all are part of this Kali Yuga, so understanding our duties and our karmas with respect to Varnas, when we see the society is not divided basis on the varnas but basis on the acquired skill and knowledge, and not on the basis of by birth. Now as you said it, that it's not basis on the birth but basis on the action what you perform. So the question is, in Kali Yuga, uh, how can we be part of any of the varnas but still we do good? So what I understand as a devotee, that bhakti marg is the shreshta marg, but does the bhakti marg understands the varna culture, or bhakti marg is absolutely over and above all the prescribed duties of as narrated in the Varnas, Prabhuji. That is my question, Prabhuji. Hare
Yeah,
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Dandavat
Krishna.
Pranam, Prabhuji.
Dandavat Pranam, Guruji. So Prabhupada writes in the purport that devotees are superior to Brahmanas also. A person in Krishna consciousness, however, is even is above even the Brahmanas. So they are above the Varnashram. The moment you come to devotional service, because see the whole purpose is, we'll discuss this more when we discuss gunas, the modes of material nature. It's like when you get a question like which is the capital of India, Washington DC, London, or third option can be given as Kathmandu. Now, all three are wrong. We can't choose Kathmandu just because it is closer to Navi Delhi. You are understanding? So all the three gunas, actions performed in all three gunas are wrong. Why? Because they bound us in this material world. Karmanu bandhini manushya loke. With karma, we get bound in the material world. So, so it doesn't matter even if you happen to be working in sattva guna. And what is the purpose where you get bound? The the bondage comes because of your desire to enjoy the result of your karma. As long as uh, your your the motivation behind your action is self enjoyment, or sense self enjoyment and self pleasure, it is considered to be acting under the influence of gunas. When you are above the gunas, then for whose pleasure are you supposed to act? You are supposed to act for giving pleasure to Krishna. We act according to the instructions of Bhagavad Gita for Krishna's satisfaction, so that he becomes pleased with this. So we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra for his satisfaction. We offer bhoga for his satisfaction. Krishna, being merciful, does not eat. Actually, he just glances over it and that's his eating, and he returns the plate. And then we eat. And then we, but our underlying purpose of devotees is to feed Krishna for his satisfaction. Cook nice food stuff and offer it to Krishna for food stuff. Nice, pick up nice mangoes and as yatha shakti, as per you. So the whole underlying purpose is satisfaction of Krishna, pleasure of Krishna. And versus the those who act in the gunas, their whole the underlying purpose is self satisfaction, pleasure of the self. Pleasure of the self is not all wrong, but it's still under the gunas, which means your those actions will be binding on you. So this is where we make so the devotees are uh, above the above even the brahmanas, above the varnashram. This chaturvidha, not above the varnashram, but the brahmanas, kshatriya, the classification does not matter to them. The moment you accept Krishna as your superior, the moment you consider yourself to be his servant, then this classification just get washed away, doesn't exist. Then you simply act for the pleasure of your master, and that's bhakti. That's in bhakti in simple way, and that is elevating of your spiritual consciousness. And then whatever you do for maintenance of your body and soul together and for your family members, it will be considered even that will be considered as a devotional service, provided of course it's not you're not working in a butcher house, hopefully not. But so this way Prabhupada says that devotees are even are above all these four varnas.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, devotees can be subset of. I mean, if there are two sets, one is devotees, and then the devotees who are involved also in this societal materialistic world, part of that. So, can we say that devotees are above, or they are subsets of all other varanas or gunas? Because or we should sacrifice everything for Lord and come out of this materialistic world, and then we can say that we are totally involved in totally involved in devotional services. Is it that what we should look at, or we should always say that we are subset of this materialistic world, yet we are in devotional, Krishna conscious and devotional.
So devotees are not outside the world. Devotees are very much part of the same world, same society. Devotees also live in the same societies. Devotees also work in similar corporates where hundreds and thousands of other people also come and work. So they are not uh, they are parts of the society, but everyone is working with some motivation. Okay, so devotees have a different motive, and that defines separates them from the rest of the population. Okay, so so by a devotee will when they work for the satisfaction of Krishna. They work with their goal is to satisfy Krishna. Their goal is to perform devotional service, and to facilitate that primary goal, whatever is secondary required, they are prepared to do. They also work from 9 to 6, 9 to 10, whatever, 10 hours, 11 hours as need permit, as whatever the situation demands. The devotees are also working, and they are also working in maintaining the same similar family life which is maintained by other people. But at core, at heart, they understand the the fundamental goal behind it, the primary goal behind it is is performing devotion, to be able to perform devotional service. To perform devotional service, this facilitates me, so I will do it. If it is not anukul for bhakti, I will not do it. So that way, the devotees are not outside the society per se. They are part and parcel of the society. They may also have similar last names, similar Varnic classification. Some may come from lower caste, so-called lower caste communities. Some may come from Kshatriya communities. Some may come from Brahmanical communities, and so on and so forth. And some of them will actually carry their nature also in the devotional service. So when Americans were there, and Prabhupada used to encourage that all of you have a lot of passion, so use that passion for Krishna service. So when Prabhupada asked his devotees to arrange for Pandal program, he didn't say just set up some Pandal and do some ordinary program. He said your people are Americans, and Americans are known for doing great things. So when you do a Pandal program in Mumbai, Cross Maidan, you do it in such a way that people will talk about it for years together. They will keep talking about it. They'll remember it forever. Those who will come and witness it, they will remember it for their lifetime. So do it in a glorious way. So Prabhupada simply utilize their mode of passion in the service of Krishna. So like that, all kind of so this all even if you are a devotee, you will have certain inclinations, you will have certain natures, and utilizing those for the service of Krishna is what will be done by the spiritual master. So that your nature is you're also performing something, doing some practical devotional service. At the same time, you're doing it for the pleasure of Krishna. You're not you're not creating a bondage for your own self. So like that, even devotees will not become null and void. That their inclinations will not become zero. Their their natures will remain. They'll bring to the Krishna consciousness. They will bring their natures also, whatever their nature is. Somebody is that of artistic background, they will bring that nature. So Prabhupada used those artists to create paintings. He instructed them to paint for and included those paintings into his books. So all Prabhupada books are famous for painting. BBD paintings are extremely famous. Very beautiful. Prabhupada used to describe those were all American painters, those who have never seen Krishna, but they had even if as they came to Krishna consciousness, they brought their nature, artistic nature with them, and Prabhupada simply utilized their nature in service of Krishna. So these things don't become null and void, they don't go away, but they simply get dovetailed or utilized in the service of Krishna.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Thank you very much. Dandavat Pranam.
You're on mute, Guruji. Sorry.
Thank you everyone for participating nicely in this complicated topic. Took me some time to prepare, do some research. It needed to be presented in a way it should be understood correctly. And I hope I was whatever partly successful in that endeavor. So let's continue with our journey with another critical issue, that is Gahana Karmanogati, in our next Sunday, which will be verse 4.17, which we'll discuss in a little bit of detail with some examples. So have a nice Krishna conscious week ahead. Chant nicely, read nicely, attend evening sessions where we discuss Bhagavad Gita chapter 15 every day. We meet at 9 p.m. and we discuss one verse from chapter 15. We'll continue to do so in the rest of the Adhik Mas or Purushottam month, Purushottam Mas, and request all of you to participate in those sessions as well. And that's how we'll continue to perform devotional service in this auspicious month of Purushottam Mas. Thank you, everyone. We'll conclude today's session. Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Mai ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna to our devotees.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat
Hare
Pranam.
Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, Pranam.
Thank you,
Hare Krishna
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat
Hare
Pranam.
Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat
Prabhuji, Dandavat
Pranam.
Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.